Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. For the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest pro wrestling news, in-depth analysis of all your favorite promotions from across the globe, and much, much more. We will also bring you exclusive interviews with the greatest professional wrestling personalities on the local, national, and international levels. If you want to follow the Wrestle Talk Podcast, check us out online at www.wrestletalkpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And now, it's time for the reigning, defending, undisputed leader in pro wrestling podcast, the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
Que pasa, que pasa, que pasa, loyal members of the Wrestle Talk family. Welcome in to the Wrestle Talk Podcast, episode 436. And it is my first episode back in a long, long time. And because it's my first time back in a very long time, I feel that calls for a celebration. So whether you're at home watching the show live or you happen to be catching the replay, just know the Night Owl's having a good old dose of Grandpa's old cough medicine here on your behalf tonight. And again, if you are live, you're welcome to join the Vivations. Of course, always highly recommend that you guys pick up either the Wrestle Talk Podcast mug, and I do have some great news concerning the Wrestle Talk Podcast Tumblr, specifically for my co-host tonight, who's been patiently waiting for his, and I know he's kind of ticked off, but we're going to make him all happy again when I break some news regarding the tumblers, because production was an issue for a little bit, but we back on it, baby. On that note, I could keep going. You guys know the Night Owl, ain't nothing changed. I'm not playing pickleball solo here tonight. No, no, no. My guy, representing West Virginia, he's going to be up in the house tonight. Oh, can you guys tell I'm a little rusty? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. FWWC Hardcore Champion, FED Co-Admin, ladies and gentlemen, longtime loyal member of one of the most despised and notorious factions in FWWC history. He is, and I hope we got some music to cue up for my guy because he deserves it, the one and only Hardcore Hoss. Bring him on, fellas.
That's right.
The champ is here, champ. How the hell you been? Frozen. Apparently frozen is how he's been. All right, Hoss, we'll let you get on Frozen. Guys, tonight's show is going to absolutely be incredible. I can tell you right now, it's something that I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. And I am in a quaint little space here because it's literal and figurative, guys. I've been in the pro wrestling darkness pretty much since Mania, and I haven't watched anything with the exception of Monday Night Raw from last night. So, Hoss, I'm going to let you answer that question. I'm going to give you your moment in the sun because you deserve it. You are the champ. But, bro, you know I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I'm depending on you to bring me back up to speed, brother. What's going on?
Oh, man, you know, there is so much going on in the world of wrestling. You know, you already know there's been the draft, and you got all you know, everybody there on the SmackDown and Raw, and some people brought up from NXT. You know, you got all that going on. You got the pay-per-view coming, and, you know, then over there in AEW, there's a lot going on over there with the feuds and everything. And they got a pay-per-view coming from England, and
we got to talk about that here tonight.
You know, there's just so much going on, I tell you, and we got plenty to talk about. That's for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. And guess what, guys? Today's going to be a special show because we don't actually have a guest for an entire hour. So we're going to get through Big Daddy P. We're going to hit the FWWC stuff about 45 minutes into the show. But for the next 30 minutes or so, Hoss, I need the pro wrestling world to treat me like I am the Encino Man. Now, I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but Encino Man was a movie back from the 90s featuring Brandon Fraser. And Brandon Fraser was like frozen in a block of ice for like 1,000 years. So whether it's your local professional wrestling, WDWA, you want to talk some New Japan, let's go. You want to talk about something in your area? Like, I am all for people coming on, and that means former and current hosts as well, Joey. You know what to do. Let us know. Links in the chat. I would love for you guys to come on and treat me like I've been in a block of ice for the last 3 months. I haven't seen anything, like I said, anything with the exception of Monday Night Raw last night, so I am completely in the dark. I even kind of went off wrestling Twitter for a little bit. If you guys have noticed, the interactions drop on our website, which hopefully you guys are watching on our website. As far as I'm concerned, you know, I've seen and done nothing pertaining to professional wrestling. So I am counting on the guests, the fam, to bring your boy, the Night Owl, back up to speed, Hoss. I mean, I just need help from you guys. So anybody who wants to participate, I know Joey's already ready to come on, but man, I really, really need your guys' help because I have 2 hours to get caught up on 3 months worth of wrestling, Hoss.
Yeah, and there is a lot to catch up on. I tell you, so much stuff has happened in those 3 months.
And I got questions, too. I got some questions for you guys. I want to see if you guys can tear. As a matter of fact, you know what I still got? Give me just a second. Let me show you something.
I can't imagine what he's still got sitting back there.
I know we got to get into the national. I couldn't hear anything you said. Sorry, I had to take my headset off.
I was just saying, I could not imagine what you've got back there. You have so much stuff.
Remember, I told you
I turn around, you got something cool to give away.
I got something new, right? That's right. All right. So we gave the first one away. I went and got another one for y'all. Look at that. Let's go. Any non-host who's willing to join the show or even in the comment section, that's okay too. Help me get caught back up in professional wrestling, guys. I've been in a block of ice like the Encino Man for 3 months. So that's going to kind of be the theme of today's show. Help the Night Owl get caught up, man. What are you guys seeing in the world of professional wrestling that's got you excited? If you're a worker, if you're a promoter, dope. That's what we got coming up. J Haze, you know, my man's running JICW. Ohio, Florida, man's doing work all over the damn place. So he's going to come on and put his shit over. Come on, join us. Put your shit over. But more importantly, I've been in a block of ice. It's been cold up in this mug. I need a refresher on what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Hoss, are you going to be able to assist me with this as well?
I may not be able to assist you with giving away the lunchbox because effective immediately I must resign because it's non-hosts that can win the lunchbox, so I can't.
Bro, come on, man! You know I was gonna get you one for Christmas anyway, bro. How you gonna do me like that, bro? You can't leave me, man.
All right.
Fucking bullshit! Oh, you changed your mind? Okay, good, man. My bad. I was a little itchy with that Irish Sheik trigger finger. All right, well, bro, I'm way off the rails already because there is a tradition that we have here. We'll hit the sponsors in just a minute, but we do have a tradition here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. We do no episode without it because we would not have the freedom to do what we do if we didn't live in a very special place. Hoss, let's go ahead and get this queued up, and I'm going to see if I can remember how to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to respectfully remove your caps, place your hands over your hearts as we pay homage to the greatest country on God's green earth. That's America, damn it. Hit the music, boys. Hey. So bad. Oh. Oh. I almost wish we would have brought Joey on before we did that, because he's got his slogan, right, that he says every single time that plays.
Brings a tear to your eye every time.
Every single time. Whoa, I love it. I love it. Well, Hoss, go ahead and put me in solo. Cue up the sponsors, man. I'm trying to jump back on this bike as if I never forgot how to ride it. So go ahead and pull me up, man. Let's go ahead and run through all of our amazing sponsors here at the Wrestle Talk Podcast who have remained loyal to us despite the fact that your boy hasn't been on the show in quite a while. So huge thanks to Royal Mills Transportation. Of course, the one and only Dewan Mills, also the proprietor of the FWWC. Raft Buns Engraving, my boy, Scotty Too Hottie, still getting it done. Nobleman's Barber Lounge, always getting a discount walking in there. Those guys are great supporters of the WTP. Kincaid Arcade, shout out to my boy DBD and his partner Lance. Love you, bro. I-70 repping it real big over at SSCW Fan Fest. Little Popeye Designs, I got some news coming up about this in just a moment. The Tumblr, y'all. And of course, you've heard me mention it a few times already, the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. You heard me, the FWWC. Shout out to them. Not your daddy's E-Fed. Check them out. The world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. All right, let's go ahead and bring the boys back in, because three's a party, Poppy. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, there's one. Hey! I kind of like the 3-screen. Can we do 3-screen? Is that cool?
You all can hear me, right?
Loud and clear, bro.
Awesome. What's going on? It's been a while.
Joey. All right, no. Forget you. Mustache.
Hey, it's for the play, so
All right. Scoot up just a little bit for me, bro, so we can see you all the way. There you go. Okay, you look great. About half screen is where we want to be. Okay, so talk to us about this play before we get into the wrestling stuff, because I know you're a bit of an actor, you're a bit of an entertainer, and it's always served you well here on the Wrestle Talk podcast, yes. But now the rest of the world gets to see it. So why don't you talk to us about that for a second, man?
Yeah, well, since I was out of work for a while, I decided to keep myself busy, and I auditioned for a play called the Sunshine Boys at the Playmakers in Hagerstown. Haas has been there before to see me in Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a great play. It's funny. Everybody that has seen it has laughed their butts off. It's about two old guys that are like part of this like big comedy scene like years ago, and they decide to get back together for one more time, and it's absolutely hilarious. And if you're in the Hagerstown area, you should definitely come check it out. We have a show.
We gotta ask, what role do you specifically play in it? And here's how we tie it back to wrestling. How has wrestling helped you in your acting career? I'm curious.
So I have a small part, but it's a pretty funny part. It's I play the patient in the doctor skit that they do. So it's a pretty funny part, and if you're a professional wrestler and you know that acting plays a big part in professional wrestling as well, because you're always acting. If you're a face, you have to make the crowd believe that you're this good guy. If you're a heel, you have to make everybody believe you're a bad guy. So acting and professional wrestling go hand in hand. That's why so many actors become professional wrestlers, and that's why so many professional wrestlers become actors.
That is a great point, and I was actually making this comment, Hoss, to my roomie at work, my work husband, so to speak. I said, bro, isn't it crazy that the two top movie stars in the world right now are both wrestlers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bro, John Cena and The Rock. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a few others here and there. Jason
Dave
Momoa,
Bautista.
But there's a few, Chris Pratt. There's a few. There's exceptions.
Yeah.
But bro, those two guys are at least in the top 5, right? Am I wrong on that?
I would say that those 3 are in the top 5.
There you go. Boom.
And you realize, I believe it's the new X-Men movie that Seth freaking Rollins is in.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is in.
Is there a trailer out for that?
Not
no,
yet.
it's the it's not. He's in the next Captain America movie. He plays a villain in the next Captain America movie.
Is it Captain America or X-Men? Let's
It's
get
Captain
the.
America.
Okay, I said I believe. I didn't say.
No, it's fine,
100%.
bro. It's just you don't understand something we've never get a chance to talk about here. But bro, I love me some X-Men. I love me X-Men like people love like all the other Marvel stuff.
I remember playing X-Men on the Nintendo.
No, at King, dude. Okay, so I have the Super Nintendo X-Men, right? And when you go to Kincaid, bro, they got the 4-player X-Men. Where like you could be all 4 of you guys are all playing together, you know what I mean? Kind of like the Ninja Turtles or the Simpsons game where there's 4 joysticks and the 4 buttons, or is it 2 buttons? Bro, to me that's one of my favorite all-time arcade games.
I gotta go there. I gotta go there too. I gotta go there.
Now, I don't know where we are on the watch parties at this point, just because the last couple haven't necessarily gone as planned. But we'll figure out a way to get your ass back out here. Same with Hardcore Sis and same with Hardcore Hoss as well, just because you guys are fan, bro.
I just want to come just to have another Z-Man.
Let's go. But one thing's for sure, I'm not letting you pour me any drinks. Because you poured me, yo, did I ever tell you that story, Hoss?
I pour great drinks.
My man did 8 ninths devil's cut. And then the last ninth was like this, like a syringe drop of Coca-Cola.
I am not good at mixing drinks. I am a very heavy pour, even for myself.
All right, but I will ask you this question: did anything get wasted?
No.
You're wrong. I did. Drink every drop of it, bro.
This is true.
That's awesome.
I got in trouble last time I was out there.
What'd you do this time?
Well, I sent somebody pictures of myself eating a Z-Man, and then I sent the same person pictures while I had some Minsky's pizza and toasted raviolis, and I ended up getting a message back that I was dead to them.
You're still dead to me.
Here's what I want to know. Where did you get toasted ravs? We don't have those here. Maybe you ordered them. Yeah, you know Minsky's. What? We do have an Emos here now, so maybe that's where you got them.
It was from Minsky's.
Minsky's has toasted ravs? I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of eating when I go to Minsky's. I'm going to be honest. Just be drinking some beers.
Hey.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Wait a minute, though. So, Joey, we are getting ready to go into high spots here in just a second. We're running super late, but you came on to talk about something specific. And that's what this is all about, right? This episode is about getting your boy caught back up in professional wrestling. I have no lasting impressions over the last 3 months because I just haven't seen any professional wrestling. So if you could, before you hit the WDWA stuff, like, what have I missed, bro? What have I missed over the last, 3 months of professional wrestling that you would say is notable, something big that has happened? And what should I be looking forward to? I'm curious.
Oh man, what have you missed? I mean, there was a lot of stuff that you missed. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint it. I mean, I guess that the one thing that people were talking about a lot and was there's a promotion called XPW, and they do a lot of deathmatch stuff. And they had a spot where there was a needle, and it involved somebody's private parts and
whoa. So there's a fed where somebody used a needle on somebody's.
All right. So basically, to keep it PG, there was a spot where the guy got his pants pulled down, got his underwear pulled down. Dude pulled out a needle, stuck it in the appendage.
All right. So, what's our opinion on that? Do we like that or do we not like that?
No. No.
So you think that's a bad look for pro wrestling? Let me ask
you a question. If you took your kid to a wrestling show and they had that spot, how would you feel?
Nah, bro. I mean, even Joey Ryan used to make me kind of uncomfortable. I'm gonna be honest.
Exactly. That's nothing compared to Joey Ryan.
Wow. Okay. Well, I love that I can always count on you, Joey, to go straight to the gutter.
Right. Exactly. Straight to the gutter.
Yeah, I saw that clip as well. I mean, it was.
Oh my God, bro! My man started talking about injecting his weenie, and I was like, my gosh, dude! All right. Well, WDWA, bro. I don't want to, not give you that opportunity, bro. So you clearly came on here to send a message or to give your opinion on something. So tell us just for those that don't know, where is WDWA located? How are you affiliated with the promotion, and what the hell's going on?
The WDWA is affiliated. It's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I am a referee. Currently, I am injured, but I am going to be soon making my return. Haas knows a lot about WDWA now because he goes to like every single show. We've had quite a few things happen. Apparently, at the last show, there was a group from Maryland Championship Wrestling that helped DeMarcus Kane out. So that was pretty exciting. I mean, Haas knows all about that. I'm sure the Haas was there, and the Motor Mouse are no longer. Kalen Patrick and Bo Ross are no longer a tag team together. They turned on each other.
That doesn't surprise me with Bo Ross. He's been here. We know how he gets down.
Well, basically, you could tell that it was leading up to that because every time that they would lose, they would blame Kalen for it every single time. So then he was facing Clay Jacobs for the title, and there was a lot of interference, and he ended up losing, and he blamed Kalen for it, and then
I love all these name drops, bro. We've had all these guys on the show. I love you keep dropping these names that I know, bro. I like that.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely. So yeah. So what have you seen that's been going on in WDWA, Haas?
In the last show, we do have new tag team champions now. The El Diablo Rojo squad, which no longer consists of Jafat. His name just went out of my mind other than Jafat. No longer consists of him. He has been fired.
Everybody losing their job over there, bro. God damn, people breaking up, people losing their job. High drama at WDWA.
Hey, but the next show is going to be awesome because at the next show we have Ricardo Rodriguez that's going to be there. From Alberto.
Wait, hold on. I do have to. This might have already gone up, but all kidding aside, and heels are heels, babies are babies, but we're all people. So, salute. Huge condolences to Bo Ross and the Bo Ross fam. Looks like they lost one of their patriarchs of their family. So make sure somebody make sure y'all send him this, and that he knows that for us it's not just about getting people booked, having an interview, and then bomb, we're moving on. Like, we genuinely care about all our guests. That's why we call them fam and not guests or fans or any of that kind of shit. So make sure he gets this message, y'all. Condolences from the entire Wrestle Talk podcast family. So sorry, Joey. Please continue.
But yeah, so at the next show, Ricardo Rodriguez is going to be there, the former manager of Alberto Del Rio.
Alberto!
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Well, and
one of the best.
Also at Berkeley Mania, there's going to be a special guest that has been announced as well. Have you heard that, Joey?
I believe so, but I can't remember exactly who it is.
You can't remember who it is?
You can't remember?
I believe who. I can't remember.
He was just on a pay-per-view.
Carlito.
No, he handed the kendo stick over.
Oh, Savio Vega.
Yeah.
Savio. I was close, bro. I was close.
How can you forget Savio Vega, man?
Well, I remembered it.
Especially since Joey and I interviewed Savio Vega here on this show.
We did.
I sure hope you're back in the ring by Berkeley Mania and you get to ref Savio Vega's match and he slams you for
But you know what the coolest thing was? You know what the coolest thing was? Was going to Micro Championship Wrestling and getting to meet Ivar the Micro. Like, dude, I walked up to him and he's like, "You look familiar." And I was like, "It's Joey from the Wrestle Talk podcast." And he's like, "Joey, the Wrestle Talk podcast. That was the first podcast I was ever on." Yep. He's such an awesome dude. He's a small little dude, too.
We're still doing that, right? Like, Damian Priest, Josiah Williams, all these people that are like now well known in the community, bro. I don't know what it is, and I know Skywalker has had a lot to do with it in these recent years. But even when it was just you and I, Joe, like we just always had a feel for who we thought was like the shit. And a lot of these guys were fairly unknown, and then the world, not because of us, of course, but I think we were lucky enough to be to recognize the talent before it was on a bigger stage. We were like, that guy would be successful on a bigger stage. And I'll tell you what, more times than not, we were right, Joey. More times than not, we've been right over these 6-7 years that we've been doing the Wrestle Talk podcast.
I'm just waiting for the snitch to be in the WWE.
Oh dear God,
myself.
My goodness. All right. Well, I'm looking for guys like El Diablo that have been on here to blow up and do their thing. You know what I mean? A lot of incredible talent out there. And listen, I'm not gonna crap on the snitch. He's champion or has been a champion for a reason. But all I can tell you for sure is that I'm proud that we're still.
That's right.
That we're still discovering, right?
Billy
New
Starks.
up-and-coming talent. It's very cool.
Billy Starks. We've had her on the podcast, and she got signed to AEW.
There's another one, bro. And we could probably go down the list and keep finding these talent. But, you know, for those that have stuck with us throughout 400, goddamn, what's 436 times 2? That's got to be a solid 1,000 hours of interviews and content, right? Am I wrong? It's 2 hours times.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty incredible. But anyway, we do have to get in the high spots, and we still got the time for it. That's what's beautiful about having this whole first hour open. Joey, would you like to stay with us for a bit longer and get into some high spots?
I can stay for high spots. I will stay for high spots.
Let's
Absolutely.
do it. All right, Hardcore Hoss, baby. You know what to do. Go ahead and cue us up as we get into tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast High Spots segment. Plus, I need a riff.
Mic check. Yeah. All right. Wrestle Talk Podcast. DJ Money. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome to High Spots, where we pop news like clear chops. We talk shop, coming through the screens of a laptop and non-stop like a runner speakers of blacktop. We hit hard like chair shots and backdrops, like a clock flash, look like a belly flop. Now that's hard. We up to speed while they stay slow. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Now they know we about to start the show.
If I may, Hoss, before we get into it, I do want to just throw this up real quick for those that are anticipating an amazing interview. That's actually the wrong poster. Sorry, y'all. I put the wrong date on it. It's actually 436, not 435. But long story short, this young man right here is going to be joining us in the second hour. Somebody who has been traveled throughout the United States, Florida, Ohio, the Southeast, and throughout. A guy that's passionate about what he does. He's going to be coming on to talk to us about his promotion, JICW. And I'll tell you what, man, I know that we've got a lot of stuff here locally that we could cover, like Central States and, XWE and Heartland and all that. And I know you guys could probably talk about everything in your area, right? West Virginia, Baltimore, that region forever. But we try to spread the love because there is so much to go around. And what I love more than anything, Joe, like when Ivar recognized you, that's really cool. What I think is the coolest is like, hey, bro, I was checking out the show and I saw this wrestler and I started looking him up. And bro, I've been watching him like Alex Kane. Like Dewan was like, yo, bro, I didn't know nothing about Alex Kane. And now he watches MLW religiously because we had somebody on that he had never rocked with before. You know what I mean? So when you guys see these guests come on, just know, man, be open to it. These guys are passionate about what they do. They sleep, breathe, eat, and shit professional wrestling, just like us fans. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows J Haze will be on about 8:15 Central Time. That is 9:15 Eastern for those that are waiting for that interview. So sorry for that little sidetrack there. I just want to make sure I get that out there.
All right.
You guys good with that?
Let's do it.
All right. Hoss, baby, go ahead and cue up the randomizer. Let's get into tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast High Spots segment. What do we got? First question topic is going to be...
I thought that went longer. This is it's been a while since I've been here too. So.
That's a short one now. We got rid of the long, annoying one. All right, I'll go ahead and read it off. Our guests always go first. Hoss, you can go second. I'll finish it off. Then we'll alternate. First topic. Now that he's on Raw, what would you do? Say you were the general manager, Joey. What would you do to ensure that Gunther maintains his current momentum? Would you do what they're doing now, or would you do something different? Floor's yours.
I absolutely do exactly what they are doing right now. He is still as strong as he was in on SmackDown, maybe even stronger. Like, he's facing Mustafa Ali. We all know that Mustafa Ali is not going to win. We all know that there is no way Mustafa Ali is going to win. I don't know who exactly. I think that if there was anybody that would take the title away from Gunther, it would be Riddle, because you can tell that they've already started kind of a feud with him and Riddle, so that could definitely happen.
Hoss, what you got, baby? What would you do to ensure that Gunther maintains his current momentum? Would you leave him as they're treating him now, or would you do something different?
Personally, I think I would try to put him up against some guys a little closer to his size, or at least closer to his strength. When they put him up against Bronson Reed, I thought that was a little closer matchup than Ali is. But I definitely think I would be putting him up against people a little bit closer to his strength than what they have been.
You know what, guys? I'm going to go in my fantasy booking bag here real quick. And there's a reason that I love the FWWC so much, because you get to do all this stuff. Like, you'd have to be there to understand. So there's a guy that is whittling away down in NXT. His dad was a pretty good wrestler, maybe not the best mathematician ever. But his son is a freaking rock star. He's already kind of made a couple of unscripted appearances on the main roster.
Yep.
But if you want to bring the kid up and not watch him get squashed by Roman, who do you bring him up to face?
Gunther.
Joey, who am I talking about? Who's this NXT superstar I'm talking about?
I believe that you are talking about the son of Rick Steiner. The dude looks like Rick Steiner, talks like Scott Steiner.
And I think he's a little bit better at math than the Steiners, and he has a pretty good taste in gals. I will say that much. Mm-hmm. Who are we talking about, guys? Come on, say it with me. That's the problem. That's the problem. We all know who he is, but nobody remembers his name. That's why.
Braun Breaker.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you very much.
I had to think about it for a second.
That's it. That's why you got to bring him up against a guy like Gunther, right? Because we all know he's good. We've all seen him, but he doesn't have that sticking power. So what do? You put him in a feud where he serves as the Sheamus to Gunther, because we all know Sheamus and Gunther, boy, that thing that those guys have done over the last 6 months to a year has been special. And by the way, I'm going to tip my cap to Sheamus, because even before this 3-month absence in professional wrestling for me, bro, that was one of the things that I was the most interested in, and it wasn't anywhere near the top of the card. It had nothing to do with the bloodline. But Gunther's run has been going for a whole year. Sheamus was that guy that helped him kind of carry that battle flag, and then they kind of mixed in Drew McIntyre. But then I look at a guy like Breaker, I'm like, what's he missing? Why isn't he on the tip of everybody's tongue? Why aren't people talking about him like they talk about MJF? Why aren't people talking about him like they talk about Darby Allin? Like, there's something about him that's not connecting, that doesn't allow you to remember his name. But if you bring him up and give him an opportunity against your prestigious Intercontinental Champion, now you're rocking and rolling. You're talking about one of those like Triple H moments when he came back in the leather jacket. If you pop Breaker in at the right moment against Gunther, gentlemen, I think you're not only doing Gunther a favor because now you're putting up against somebody like Hall said, somebody physically that's a tank, somebody physically that you're like, yo, this dude legitimately has a chance. Not like a Ricochet chance, not like a Mustafa Ali chance, but like a real chance. That's what the only thing I would do different would be that. I would make sure that I brought somebody like Breaker up to introduce him to the world against a competitor that we actually want to see him wrestle. That's what I would do different. But he's getting plenty of TV time. We all saw it last night. So kudos to the E for doing their business and make sure they're keeping him in the forefront because God knows they don't ever book him for matches at pay-per-views. I don't know what it is about the IC belt. They're always leaving that shit in the background. They're always pushing it to the side for one reason or another. But last night, at least on Raw, again, I haven't watched it for 3 months. I saw it last night. Gunther and his guys got more TV time. Probably Judgment Day is the only group that got more TV time last night than the Imperium, which I think is a very, very positive thing.
Poor Dominic.
Those are the thoughts of the night, Owl. Hopefully, I'm not putting you to sleep, Joey.
Poor Dominic. He gets booed so loud.
Hey, is that real heat? Or is that good heat or bad heat that he gets? I'm curious.
That's great heat.
What do you think, Hoss?
You know, when you're a heel and you're getting a reaction like that,
all right,
I think that's always a good thing. You're doing your job if you get reactions like that.
I used to get reactions like that in WDWA.
But wait a minute. Okay, but that's not what I asked. Is it good heat or bad heat?
Oh, it's always a good thing when you're doing your job and you're getting reactions. That's a good thing.
I would tell you right now, the best heel I ever saw in WWE was a guy by the name of Muhammad Hussein. Muhammad Hussein had nuclear heat. This guy had so much heat that the executives at Fox said, if you ever have him on our cable television again, we will end SmackDown on Fox.
We're cutting your shit off.
Yes.
We're cutting the cable.
But of course, it also didn't help that he was a Muslim character and he came around right after 9/11.
Yeah, probably not the best timing. I agree with that. Bro. All right, well, listen, I'm ready for the next topic. But again, guys, I just want to let it be known, let it be clear, because I know a lot of folks are here for that specific reason. Our boy J Haze is going to be joining us here in about 30 minutes or so, give or take a few minutes. This man has will travel throughout the United States, looking to continue to travel. He's going to be coming in, talking about GICW, talking about being a tag team champion, about doing solo work, all this stuff, man. This dude, like I said, he lives it, breathes it, shits it, and eats it, baby. That's the kind of person we like to interview here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. He'll be joining us here in a few minutes. I should say about 15 minutes after the hour, guys. So thank you for locking in. Stay with us. The conversation continues until then. Guess what? Time for the next topic, gentlemen. Are we ready for the next high pot topic?
Before we move on, shout out to the Snitch supporting the Wrestle Talk podcast right here.
That's our boy.
We had to acknowledge that? Did we really?
Exactly. You have to acknowledge your Wrestle Talk podcast tribal chief.
You know,
Whatever,
we have a wrestling champion in our gallery that's acknowledging the Wrestle Talk podcast. Why should the Wrestle Talk podcast not acknowledge them?
Well, the only thing I'll say is, gentlemen, everything has a motive, okay? So I'm just glad that Sonny Money, when he was over in St. Louis for the Fan Fest, that huge, incredible Fan Fest, who was there, man? Jimmy Hart was there. Playa, everybody's favorite, was in the house. Bob Orton was in the house. I'm just glad that the Snitch didn't, haul off and light him on fire or try to hit him with a chair or something. Because we all know the Snitch is known for all that kind of nonsense. Everybody knows it.
Who let that crumb bum in anywhere near a wrestling ring?
But what are you talking about? Sonny Mayo was a special invite directly from Herb Simmons himself.
Sonny Money's a crumb bum. You know he's a crumb bum.
Joey, you're going to take that back. You know what? I'm going to tell him to suplex your ass again into the swimming pool, bro. That's what's going to happen next time you see him.
It just might.
It might just happen. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on again. Thank you guys for locking it in. Another great episode of the Wrestle Talk Podcast 436. I'm glad we finally got it right. Go ahead, hit up the randomizer, baby. Let's go. Next topic. All right, why don't you take this one, Hoss?
All right. Does Don Callis's betrayal of Kenny Omega make you more invested in their storyline? Um, I'm personally glad that AEW is sticking with a story a little bit longer than they normally do, because normally they are very quick to pop from one story to another. So, by this betrayal, they've kind of stuck with the story a little bit longer than they normally do. So, in a way, I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. And there again, this is one of those instances where, if you watched it and you saw the crowd's face and you saw the crowd's reaction, you know, he caught heat from it from the crowd, and the crowd was surprised over it. And it really did draw some heat for him, and it was there again some good heat for him. So
it did. I would definitely agree. My only thing is this: they did the same thing with William Regal. William Regal turned on John Moxley, and what happened with that? He turned on John Moxley, and next thing you know, William Regal is no longer in AEW. Are they going to do the same thing with Don Callis?
yeah, I would hope not. Like I say, hopefully, they play this story out a little bit longer than they normally do on a lot of the stories. It is my hope.
Well, gentlemen, I have no idea what you guys are even talking about. So, again, I'm trying. By the way, I am trying to give away this lunchbox. So anybody who comes on and helps your boy the Night Owl get caught up, because I haven't watched wrestling in almost 3 months.
So to fill you in, Night Owl, in AEW, the Elite has been in a battle with the I forget the name of the other group that they're
Dark
facing.
Order?
It's
the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, Moxley and Daniel Bryan, Wheeler Yuta. Okay, gotcha.
Claudio. So they've been in this feud, and at the last Dynamite, it was John Moxley against Kenny Omega in a steel cage, and Don Callis hit Kenny Omega with a hammer.
Moxley and Omega in a steel cage? I missed that?
Yeah, it was last Wednesday.
On a Wednesday?
On a Wednesday. It was a Dynamite.
They are pulling out all the stops over there, bro. That's crazy. A cage match on a Wednesday?
It was a cage match. Yeah.
Wow, bro. Where have I been my whole life?
And shocker, John Moxley bled in the match. I mean,
dude, I think he makes them put it. You go to the DMV and you're like, I bet you when they get hired, there's something in their contract that says they have to be assholes. I'm sure it's like the same thing with Moxley. Like if you sign Moxley, he's got to be able to bleed like a stuck pig at least 3 times a month. If not, shit ain't happening, dog. Right? I ain't coming fucking with y'all. I'm gonna go to the promotion where I can stick needles in my dick. If I can't get what I want, I'm gonna go with those guys. I'm sticking needles in your. Oh my goodness, damn! Wrestling hasn't changed much, has it?
Not deathmatch wrestling, no.
Oh God! All right, so then the question was about Don Callis. What happened with Callis? Like, how did he turn on Omega? Did he get caught on a phone, or what happened?
No, he got into the ring and he hit Omega with a hammer.
The side of the cage. One of them had gotten thrown through the side of the cage. And
they went through the cage, kind of like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And Don Callis got into the ring and then hits Kenny Omega in the head with the hammer on purpose.
Is it the hammer that Ray Phoenix walks around with? Is it that one?
It was actually a screwdriver.
A screwdriver, yeah.
Oh.
Because he had been cut open with a screwdriver by BCC earlier.
Callis?
Yes. So once the side of the cage was open and everything, Omega ended up hitting the one-winged angel, and it looked like Omega was about to win the match. So as Omega goes to pin, Callis actually climbs up to ringside, and the ref starts paying attention to him, and then he comes in the ring and just starts gouging Omega with the screwdriver.
Holy shit, bro. Damn.
See what
and
you
then,
meant?
of
Yeah,
course,
bro, but I had to, bro. After Mania, I was like, bro, I needed like a sabbatical from it, man. Because, from this to the fantasy to watching it on TV all the time to being at shows locally and stuff, like, sometimes you just gotta,
Well,
like, wean off, bro.
your punishment, Mr. Martinez, is for the next month you have to watch nothing but XPW.
No, I'll watch XPW. Just don't make me watch none of that Impact shit, bro. I'd rather watch that. No, I'm just playing. Impact has some decent players. No, I'm just joking. No, don't.
They do. Trinity.
No, they do. Yeah, I know, dude. Some damn good talent. And ACH is back, so I'm always happy about that. You guys see MJF went back to his home promotion. Total side note here. Did y'all see that video?
I did see that.
Wasn't that awesome, bro? Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
For him to go back. I remember like 3 years ago, Sasha Banks did the same thing to her promotion. Just kind of showed up out of nowhere. I remember going to a Metro show here about 5 years ago and standing in the back watching the entire show by himself, no security, Baron Corbin. I was like, yo, he's from like the Kansas City area. So I always love that because you can tell the humility of people when they're willing to go back and rub elbows with, those what's that old joke, Niles Punk? He's like, I bet you if I took all the teeth in the entire front row and put them together, I could make a whole set of teeth with all of you people. Yeah, you got to go back and pay respect, though, to Grandma on the front row. Hey, Niles Plunk. Yes, sir, Plunk. Yeah, man, you got to put over Grandma. Every show has a Grandma in the front row that's talking more shit than anybody else, bro. Those are my favorite fans, and when the big stars go back and show love, I think it's
in WDWA, that's Susie.
Is she Grandma?
No, she just talks the most. Most of the wrestlers know that if they want to get a good reaction, just seek out Susie, and they'll get the best reaction you can possibly get.
She is the mark, and it doesn't matter where you go. Me and Joey, what was it? Almost 2 years ago, we went down
to
Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah,
which is what 3-4 hours away, was it?
It's about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, about 4
or 5
that's nothing
in the wrestling world. A 3-4 hour drive ain't shit. Let's be honest.
Well,
Dave Chris.
But would you know?
Oh shit, the Chris brothers.
Would you know?
And we're gonna have Ohio in the house here in a little bit, bro. I don't know if y'all. My boy J Haze, he's up in Ohio now, so we keeping it together.
Somebody 5 hours away, should they know Susie? Probably not. Well, Chris did not know Susie, but he learned Susie very quickly, and she became the mark of the night.
She became his mark.
He actually had a security guard who came out with him, and he was carrying a kendo stick, and they said because of stuff that had happened earlier in the night, basically between him and Susie, that they were going to have security. And he got up in Susan's face, and then he drew back with the kendo stick, and all at once he turned and smacked the security guard with it. And I talked to the security guard afterwards, and the security guard told me, he said, yeah, before we came out of the back, he looked and said, that's the mark.
Yo. Well, let me tell you something I learned, bro. And I love the way today's show is going because we can kind of go off on tangents a little bit. So thanks to those fans, the other fans learn how to play the game. Like when I first went to my first indie show, and I think I ended up sitting in Rick's seat. God rest his soul. One of the original founders of the Wrestle Talk podcast, Rick Rose.
I've got a shirt on right here.
I know, and I was about to say, bro, we played the national anthem right before you came on, and I was like, Joey, can you give me that line just one time, bro? That one time brings a tear to my eye.
That national anthem does not bring a tear to my eye. That national anthem brings blood to my ears.
What? It brings blood to your ears what? How often?
Every single time.
Yeah, man!
See?
You're here, bro. We gotta play at least a little bit of it. Okay, that's enough. Thank you guys in the back. No, but in all seriousness, bro, like fans like that. Here we have a lady named Medea, and we got a guy that taught me how to be in the crowd. His name is Sonny Money. There are Tomas Pacheco and Jake Ryan, Patty and Buckus and Debbie and all these people that I got a chance to meet when I first started. Bro, like you watch them and you go, oh, that's how you play into the show and make it better. Like if the wrestlers don't have the fans like Sister Hoss to feed off of, the show ain't shit, bro. It's stale as hell. If they don't have a referee like Joey that they want to boo every time that they see him, the show ain't shit, bro. It's boring. Like, yes, the talent has a lot to do with making the show awesome, but how it goes from awesome to great is when you got great fans. Can I get an amen, gentlemen? You got to have great fans. You got to have great fans. So on that note, we're about halfway through the show. We're going to take a brief pause. Joe, you don't have to go anywhere. We do have to hit briefly on FWWC because we do have an FWWC Friday night news flash. So, Hoss, if you give me a second, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up, but I do want you to be the one that really talks about it because you had something to do with getting this once-in-a-lifetime match orchestrated for this upcoming Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the image if you give me permission here, and I'm going to share it with the world because I think that the world deserves to know it. This upcoming Friday night, we've got, again, a once-in-a-lifetime match happening in the FWWC, friends. I mean, you're talking about something that, as a BOD member, I'm usually against this sort of thing, but because the management has done such a good job, let's just say in the words of Mills Lane, I'll allow it. I'm going to go ahead and throw this match up, and I absolutely want you to talk about it, Hardcore Hoss, because you had a lot to do with making this happen. Go ahead and drop it on us.
All right, this Friday night, we're going to start out with a match where we are going to have the one and only Mr. Swag versus your former hardcore champion, Ace. But then we're going to also be having a match. You know, DeJuan Mills, he's the CEO. He came to me and he books the main roster. And he asked me, so, do you want to do something fun, Hoss? And I said, sure. What do you got in mind? So he asked me for somebody that I felt really needed to be tested from the FED. And, you know, so I looked at my roster and I said, somebody I feel that needs to be tested as far as promos go to see how he can handle a real promo game. I mean, he's been down here in Fed. He's been doing a decent job. Let's see how he handles a real promo game. So I turned Jinxed for the night over to Mr. Mills, who booked him against Marcus Mayhem, the heavyweight
Can I ask you a question about this, Hoss, just briefly?
Sure.
Are you trying to get Jinx killed?
Hey, you know, if they want to make it to the main roster, we got to see what they're made of.
There's a part of me that feels like you want to get rid of Jinx and putting him up. And it's not even so much what's going to happen in the ring. It's the psychological aspect that worries me. I just don't know if Jinx has the fortitude because, listen, when your name is Jinx, what does that mean? That means you don't usually come out on the winning end. That means you usually got bad luck. That means things are usually working against you. And then you put the FWWC heavyweight champion as a part of that momentum. I just, listen, we talked about motives earlier, okay? I just don't know how healthy it is for the future of Jinx to put him up against the Lion in the Lion's Den. I'm just saying.
You know, like I say, it's not that I want to get rid of him. It's I want to see how much he truly has grown. And so, you know, who better to test to see how much he's truly grown than our champion, Marcus Mayhem? You know, he's going to test those promo skills. He's going to test to see exactly how he handles situations and see if he's anywhere near ready for that main roster. So,
well, there's no question about it, bro. If you're going to go through an ultimate test, I don't think that there's a better one than going up against one of the most recognized and successful champions in FWWC history. Not to mention, he's on probably his best run yet right now as the FWWC heavyweight champion. So kudos to Mayhem, and also kudos to Jinx for earning this opportunity. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the guy or nothing, but I mean, I just wonder, you know, being a booker myself to a certain extent, I'm like, what are Hoss's motives here? Does he really want Jinx to be successful, or is he trying to get that guy killed?
And real quick, I see Susie's comment there about Killer Thorn in Theory, we ain't even going to get into that. Just gloss right over top of that. I am intentionally ignoring that comment.
Yeah, I don't think it's healthy for Mr. Thorne to be getting involved with Theory. That dude is a straight up. Well, I'm just again. I'll keep my thoughts to myself as well. Hardcore Hoss. Well,
we'll talk later because I don't know if you completely realize everything that's happened. So
no, probably not. I'm a little bit in the dark. I'm sure it hasn't gone well for Thorne. I mean, it's just
we'll talk later.
Anybody against Theory is a problem. I can tell you from experience. Okay, so I have one last question about FWWC before we move on. FWWC Night of Champions, right around the corner. Is there anything you want to share with us pertaining to Fed for this upcoming Saturday? Or
Fed actually does not have anything for Night of Champions, but we are going to be participating in Battleground. And
now, is there a reason for that? Is there a reason that the FED, that the Fed isn't always necessarily on the major cards? Is that kind of like an incentive that you guys have for the FED guys? Like, hey man, if you can, like Jinx, right? If you can meet this challenge, you'll make it to the main roster, and then you'll be fighting on the big shows. Is that
of course? Well, I mean, first off, the FWWC itself isn't doing anything for Night of Champions.
Okay.
So there was no card there for them, and then but when there is a big show, then yeah, if you work at it, you show us that you really deserve it. We're gonna put you
give a shit mainly, right? They gotta give.
We're gonna put you on the big card to see how you do there. But at the same time, if you don't make the big card, we'll give you an opportunity to work on your pay-per-view role play and your pay-per-view programs, but we're going to do it on a smaller scale.
No doubt.
By doing it by Battleground or, one of the other NXT big shows.
So it's a way for you guys to incentivize these guys to keep striving to get better.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I get better, okay, I got it. And I love it, by the way. On that note, we've got a few minutes, just a couple of minutes before J Haze joins us. I do want to hit the sponsors again. Haas, if you would be so kind to do us that favor with that beautiful belt over your shoulder. Shout out to my guy Ace, by the way, my guy Will Brumlow for kind of taking that belt and like nurturing it and making it to what it is today, because it sure as hell didn't look like that when we sent it to him. So shout out to you. Again, somebody make sure he gets this so he hears and sees me say this. I don't get to say thank you as much as I would like. And, I'm a busy guy running things. But the bottom line is that I am grateful to Will Brumlow, a.k.a. Ace, for taking the time to do that. And from what I hear, he's cooking up something else, too. You heard me? Got a little something else going on as far as championship belts. But, Haas, do us a favor, man.
I know he did say the other night on the other podcast that there was a new concept for tag team possibly in the works.
Ooh, I love that. You know what I don't love? We got quite a few people watching us live right now all over our platforms, including WrestleTalkPodcast.com. I got one like that I'm seeing on my Facebook people. For those of you guys that are there, can you give your boy a thumbs up or a heart or a share or something? I mean, damn, we're over here sweating, suffering in the air conditioning, drinking ice cold beer for you. So hit that like button, man. Don't be an asshole. Just fucking hit the thing, and I'll pay you later, okay? Go ahead, Austin.
All right.
Hit us with the sponsors, dog.
We always want to thank our wonderful, wonderful sponsors who we wouldn't be here without. Royal Mills Transportation, done by Dewan Mills. You ever need transportation out in the area there? Rathbun Engraving, Wrestle Talk Podcast mugs. Nobleman's Barber Lounge, KCMO. Ask for Pete the Barber. Kincaid Arcade at Oak Park Mall. Interstate 70 Sports Media. Jeremy Cart. We have Little Popeye's Design with the Wrestle Talk Podcast tumblers and the world's premier fantasy wrestling group, the FWWC.
I love it. Well done, my man, Hardcore Hoss. You are on fire as usual. Well, you know what, guys? We're going to be very, very fortunate tonight because we're hitting our times beautifully. So we're going to bring our guest on about 5 minutes early. J Haze, I know you're in the green room. I know you've gotten, your green M&Ms that you requested. Okay, those extra soft pillows and those nice, comfortable 1,000 thread sheet blankets that you requested. So he's nice and ready to go. You know, a man that works as often as J Haze does and as hard as he does, the man deserves all the amenities that we can possibly offer. So if you're ready to go, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling, man, because you got people that have been looking forward to you coming on and joining us on the show, especially since I'm based in KC. Hoss here is based up in West Virginia, and we have listeners throughout the country. So, you know, you're talking about getting yourself out there and you know, reaching more people, just like what we're trying to do. We're happy and we're honored to be able to provide a platform to somebody that loves the business the same way we do. So let's go ahead and cue up that music. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not only an honor, it is a pleasure to welcome in a guy that's as passionate about this business as we are. A guy who, depending on where you see him, he may not be the nicest guy, but when that bell rings, he gets nice with the hands. You heard me? My man is residing in Florida, like yours truly. Now, calling Ohio home. Amigos, the one and only J effing Haze. Hit the music. Welcome to the show, J Haze. Hey, round of applause for yourself, man. Round of applause for yourself. You've been checking out the show for almost like 40 minutes. You've been peeping the show, bro. Are we cash or are we trash, bro? Be honest with me, bro. I can take it. I can take it.
I think you guys got a good thing going here for sure.
Yeah, let's go, baby. I love to hear that. I almost feel like I need a Mexican yell for that. I don't know. Maybe it's appropriate. Sorry about that, J Haze. I just get excited and shit, bro. I'm one of those people. My bad about that. Welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast, man. How the hell you doing tonight?
I'm all right, bro. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Well, we're excited to have you on. Thank you for making the time. I'm not here solo. My man Hardcore Hoss is in the house. Hoss, say what's up.
What's up, man? How's it going, bro?
What's happening, brother? Good to meet you. You know, been looking forward to meeting you here. I've heard a lot about you, so just really glad to have you.
Glad to be here. I heard cool things about the podcast, so figured I'd jump on and see what you guys are all about.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, hey, thank you, and I'll go ahead and kick this thing off. That I throw it to my man Haas. So, first things first, you're doing the podcast tonight. If you weren't here on Wrestle Talk, what is a guy like yourself usually doing on a Tuesday evening? What do you usually keep yourself busy with when you're not doing interviews like the one you're doing here tonight?
Well, I'm a family man, so you know that's first, and we got little kiddos, so we got to, you know, we're always busy doing stuff like that. And I live like 5 minutes away from Cedar Point, so we're there a lot. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like the biggest roller coaster capital or park in the world, really.
Oh, shit, yeah. Well, I've seen it. I'm always watching that stuff with my kids, you know, top 10 roller coasters, top 10 biggest small, you know, all this kind of thing. So are you like I mean, you're a wrestler, so it's kind of a stupid question, but it sounds like you're a little bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I've always been a roller coaster fan, and I'll live in 5 minutes away from it. I mean, take advantage of that shit.
Season passes and the whole deal. No doubt about it. I think we're getting ready to open a new roller coaster. I'm sure I'm beyond the weight limit of it, but here at Worlds of Fun, and then we got Six Flags over on the St. Louis side. Man, like I said, I'm not afraid of heights, bro, but I'm a big pussy when it comes to like getting nauseous and shit. So like, you know, like, even the merry-go-round, if I go around enough times, I'm like getting ready to like, you know, puke up the pretzel or whatever the fuck. So I guess I have to ask this question. So, you know, on a Tuesday night, you're doing your family thing. And that's a beautiful thing. Congratulations on being a dad. Like, I think that's the coolest job of all time. So then clearly, like, there's a switch, right? Because a lot of wrestlers will talk about this, like, oh, it's me turned on, or it's me turned up to like 100. So how does that transformation happen? Say it's Tuesday evening, you're chilling at the house, watching SpongeBob with the kids, getting everybody fed, homework, all this. So from Tuesday to Saturday, or maybe Friday, some guys work during the week as well. how does that transformation happen? How do you turn in from like, dad to like J Haze? How does that progression throughout the week look like? Because I'm sure it's got to be like a psychological switch or something that you guys hit. I'm curious.
Oh, well, to most of the wrestlers, it's like your gimmick or the person you're trying to be is your personality magnified and amped up by 100. And like 90% of the time I'm a heel, so I get to be a professional asshole, and like who doesn't just want to piss them off? So like, I mean, and my family's at some of the shows and they're giving me heat. Like my wife was at one show and she's wearing one of my shirts. And she's like, Jay Hayes sucks. I'm like, hey dummy, you're wearing my shirt. So to give my own wife shit is a lot of fun. But she'll give it right back to me, which she's kinda like my own mark. If like nobody's like giving me heat, she'll just heat it up for me.
Okay, so I know you heard the conversation we were having earlier, and then I'll ask this question. I'll let Hoss jump in right after. But so you guys are feeding, right? Like so, Sister Hoss, Hoss's sister, real life sister. She's one of those fans that the talent looks to kind of light that flame. So what do you do in the instance where you don't find that person? I'm curious, because that's got to be a tough one. Like, are you trying to spark that flame and you're having a hard time? How do you adapt to something like that? Because that's kind of like spotlight's on you. You know what I mean? You try to make something happen.
What I'll do is like I'll peek out through the curtain or something and see how the crowd's reacting to previous matches before mine. And like maybe even during intermission, I'm kind of peeking out, just seeing how the people act. And I'll find one person and then I'll just pick on them. And it could be a kid. It could be some kid like just saying dumb shit. And once I piss that kid off, it's going to piss their parents off. And then it's going to make everybody else around them mad. And then when the baby starts getting the shine, holy shit, he's going to have ass kicked. And then boom, I just cut him off. And now I got him because I beat up yeah. And now they, at JICW, they turned us babyface, and we've been heels there for going on 2 years, and like we've been kind of getting that Stone Cold pop for the last year and a half, where it's like they want to cheer us even though we're doing bad shit. But now we gotta not heat up the crowd, which is really hard. But usually, like you find somebody and get on their nerves, and once you piss one person off, you'll get to the rest of them.
Spreads like wildfire. That's amazing, man. I've been around the business for a few years, John. I know you're up. I just want to say, like, as a ring announcer and as a commentator, and I still get wowed where you see people sitting on their hands, and then that music hits, like here locally, whether it's like a Drake Gallows or a Niles Plunk or a Jeremy White or somebody like that, that as soon, like, I don't know, it's an energy that you guys bring. And again, I can't even explain it. It's like watching a guy that's like naturally good with girls. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's like amazing, that really charismatic. The way you guys are able to generate that interaction, it blows my mind for real.
It's really a trade-off though, because if they didn't react, we wouldn't have that energy. So I guess the smart marks, because they're going to know who these guys are or the girls are, and if they're good or bad. And if they don't know you, you got to make them know you. But like everyone that comes through the curtain was a fan at one point and still are, I'm sure.
Of course.
So like
that's a great point.
If there's not people sitting there, well, what are we doing this for? Like, I mean, so we need them just as much as they need us. Like they bought the ticket, but like we're doing what we do for them. So it's a trade-off, I think.
Hell of a trade-off indeed. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for answering those questions honestly and sincerely. I don't want to take up all the time, though, because I tend to do that. So, Hoss, you know what to do, baby. Go ahead and hit unmute. Hit my man J Haze with any thoughts, questions, comments. I know you've been kind of doing your own research, so hit us with it, bro.
Yeah. One thing that I tend to ask a lot of people is, what advice do you give to people who want to get in the business? Because, we do have a lot of people who are viewing the Wrestle Talk podcast who aspire to be in the wrestling business, and some of them may not even know where to begin. So what advice do you give them, and what would really get them going real good?
Well, like like wanting to be a pro wrestler is like it's a cool thought, but it's such a cutthroat business where like everybody wants your spot. So if somebody came up to me and said they want to be a wrestler, you gotta have really thick skin because people will tell you what you want to hear but not mean it. So like if somebody was trying to get in the business, I'd tell them to find a credible school and a trainer and then just stick with it because like you can't just like give up right away because that's what they want you to do. They're just going to take your money and leave. But if you keep at it and you're passionate about it, like doors will open. It's just not going to happen right away.
Patience is what I'm hearing. Patience.
Yeah, and then think short term. Like don't think I'm going to get to the Fed. Like even like I don't even know if you'd want to go to WWE right now anyway with the way it is. But you got to walk before you leap. Like I like watching like firefighter shows and shit like that, but I'm not gonna get on a fire truck. I know I just can't fucking do it. But just do the research and find the good school, and then like take the time to learn. Like in pro wrestling, you never stop learning. As a fan, as a worker, as a manager, as a commentator, you're learning every day. So have an open mind and you know be patient, and passionate about it. You can do it.
Okay, well, that's good advice, and hopefully that anybody out there who aspires to be a wrestler, hopefully they listen to that advice and they follow what you've said so that they are on the right path. And doing the research and everything, one thing I noticed, of course, it's been a few weeks ago now. There was something posted on the JICW page
Oh
from
man.
the Solution, and they were talking about realizing who truly runs the company. And one in particular thing that they called out is it's not the Criminal Misfits. So looking at that, it seems
Well,
like there may be some friction there between you guys. What exactly is that friction, and how did all that happen?
there must be something in the water over there by St. Louis because these idiots seem to think they can come into JICW and be a somebody. And then they got
Ooh, let's go. I like that heat, baby. Let's go. Talk your shit, J Haze.
then they got Stephen Hurt, who's the promoter. So anybody that's got the booker in their back pocket's gonna run their mouth. At the end of the day, though, like we got the belts, we have the fan support, and like we're a somebody. Like who the fuck is Ace Roberts? Nobody knows who that guy is. And then Derek Fulton, that dude has got talent. I don't know why he's walking around that clown. Like I don't want to put the dude over, but he can work. But Ace, the solution is the Misfits kicking them in the face and they go back to St. Louis. That's what the solution is.
So they're coming into town talking shit, and you're saying they haven't earned that respect. That's what it sounds like to me? Because anybody can run their mouth, bro. I mean, but anybody can do that.
They haven't got a W. They haven't won anything to run their mouth. Like, put up or shut up, dude. Like, when you get a win, come talk to me. Like, who? That's my thing. And like this Saturday at the arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, like I'm gonna be there. My tag partner Joe Kerr is gonna be there. Where's the solution gonna be? Probably in St. Louis, drinking some fucking Kool-Aid, too scared to come up. And that's just what it is.
So Hoss, and I want to say this. So it sounds to me that, and there's a lot of promotions like this. I hate to say it, that it's very much like, oh, well, if you're not one of us and you're not from here, you're basically just an outsider. So like, it seems like you guys are opening your doors to outside talent. And when they show up, they maybe they can deliver the goods in the ring, but maybe like the respect thing isn't there. So what does a guy or what does a tag team or a group of guys have to do to earn respect in your locker room, so to speak? I'm curious about that.
It's not even the respect thing because they're good enough to come through the ropes. Like they've proven that because I mean obviously they're welcome. JICW isn't just gonna let some bum get in the ring and be like, hey, I'm a worker, I can wrestle, like blah blah blah.
Of course, goes without saying.
The thing is here is Stephen Hurt's the promoter at JICW, and he's been trying to run the Misfits off for the last 2.5 years, but at the beginning of all this, he wanted to be a misfit so bad, and once he found out that he just didn't fit in, he wanted to go buy new friends, and now he's got these Missouri bums coming in here, and they don't like him either. So I really don't know what the solution for Steven is, but it's not these guys.
Wow. Haas, I'm going to let you jump in here, bro, because I don't want to stir up any more shit. We get a lot of Missouri guys through these doors. We got a lot of guys, from all over the country. To be honest, we're very blessed, but damn.
Well,
that's real shit right there.
There's a lot of talent in St. Louis and all over the place, but like, dude, I'm just shooting my shot here. Like, if Steven wanted to come to us straight and say, hey, man, how about a tag match, you guys against the Solution? But no, he's got to throw brass knucks in. He's got to pay the ref off. Like, I mean, come on, bro.
Shots fired, indeed. Hoss, I know you got your hands busy over there. I see the chat lines going crazy. People are like, yo, this dude J Haze is off the hook. Yo, seriously, the ratings have gone up. I mean, that's not even a lie. Hoss, I'm going to let you jump back in here real quick, too, bro, because I got a few more questions before, we get too deep into this. But what do you got, man? What do you think about a guy like J Haze who's been in the business now, 6, 7, 8 years or whatever, and has made his bones, and he's calling the shots and being honest about what he's seeing out there with these young guys from St. Louis? We got a lot of them through here. I got to know what you think about that, man. That's a kind of a passionate way to communicate how you feel about something, man. We always appreciate that, right?
Oh, of course. And you got to respect the fact that, he's saying exactly what he thinks, and, he's not going to hold back, and he's not going to sugarcoat it for everybody else or worry about who he's going to make mad. Yeah. And that's exactly what we want to hear, is the true feelings and the true answers behind things. So,
well, at the end of the day, it's a Criminal Misfit on the show, right? It's J Haze. It's not a Solution member. So you'd have to Google the Solution, and then even then they're not going to pop up. So I mean, that's irrelevant.
Hold on. I think this is relevant. Hoss, you mind reading this off the screen for us? That's kind of something, kind of a quinky dink, as they say.
Our fan Aaron Wallace. Now, we've had the Solution on here before, and we know that he has some friction between himself and the Solution. So
this is the paying fan, by the way. This isn't a couple of podcast bums or a veteran in the business that are talking about it. This is the guys that are paying the money to go see the shows, like our guy Aaron Wallace and his pal Little Jamie. Go ahead.
So he says the Solution banned me from pro wrestling Epic, and I didn't even do anything about the coronation being ruined, and I was telling them the truth.
Speaks volumes.
Here's my thing.
Speaks volumes.
Let me put Pro Wrestling Epic over, because I haven't got to go there yet, but they're drawing.
Oh, shout out to PT Beckham. I want to say that too. Shout out to PT. Shout out to Lenny. Yeah. There's some beasts over there, bro. Tyler Copeland has wrestled over there a bunch of times. I love them guys over there.
Lenny is working his ass off, bro, and they're selling 300-400 tickets a show. So Pro Wrestling Epic, they've found their groove for sure. I'd love to get in front of that crowd. I'd love to. I know Lenny's tied to the Solution, but bro, put the Misfits in the Solution in a ring at your house, and the crowd's gonna love it, dude.
I'd make the drive to the Lou. I'm only 3 hours away, bro. I swear, if they make that happen, the Night Owl will try to make that drive over to the Lou. I couldn't go for the Fan Fest. Shout out to Herb Simmons and the folk. Couldn't make it due to family reasons. But, bro, if you guys put that together, I'm going to have to show up. I got to do it.
And PT Beckham, I've heard stuff about that dude. So, from what I've seen, that dude can work. So
solid as fuck, bro. For sure. My man gets busy. And then whenever he comes on the show, he's always a stud, too. Always. All the time. Pure class. Hardworking dude, could be a champion for any promotion. I mean, there's no question about it.
Lenny's found on the indie scene. Lenny's found out whatever it is to get it working, and I'm proud of that dude. I've never met him.
Bro, he stole the NWA title. Yo, he was on the news everywhere, bro. I know you. Hey, Hoss, I know you seen that all the way where you're at in West Virginia. So this dude Lenny Mephisto's been on the show. Somehow he figured out a way to claim himself champion because the NWA guy didn't show up or something. I don't know the full story. I don't want to lie. But I'm just saying, word is on the street that my man Lenny was like, yo, I'm the champ now. I don't give a shit. You know what he said? He said, I'm the captain now. He did it, bro. But yeah, that's what Haze is talking about. Like, guys know how to get their shit over, bro. And those guys, they do that. They do that for real.
If you got 300 people buying tickets to your show every month, like you found it, and especially on the indie scene. Like, and the thing is from what I've seen, they only book a name once every couple months, and they're still drawing that well.
For what? If you got the talent in house, bro, you don't need to bring in Zabu every month. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to book a name to draw. Like because they've hooked their fan base. The fans are connected to the angle. And imagine if the Criminal Misfits came in there and started beating the shit out of the Solution. The fans would love it.
Bro, like I said, I'm getting a ticket. I'm going to take the Amtrak. I'll be over there. Hey, you know, I got a crazy idea. So, do you keep up with the current product, Haze? Do you keep up with the E? Do you keep up with the AEW? Keep up with any of that?
Yeah. I mean, I think the wrestling on TV is so bloated. Like, back when I was a kid, like, you only had 4 pay-per-views a year, and the same matches that you saw on pay-per-view, you didn't see the next night on Monday.
Oh, no question. Yeah, that has changed for sure. So the reason I ask is because there's still a couple of questions up on the High Spot segment, and I would love to hit the randomizer and something will pop up about current wrestling. And for you to kind of, if you wouldn't mind, bring me up to speed, because here's the deal. So at the beginning of the show, I told everybody, bro, after Mania, I turned all the shit off. I unsubscribed from, like, wrestling Twitter. I just needed the break, bro, and I'm a big NBA fan, too, by the way. Let's go Heat. But I've been into that for the last couple of months. So I told, are you a Heat guy, too? Stop playing with me. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, well, yeah, if we make it to the finals, hopefully. Yeah. He got us 2 championships, though. I'm not too mad at him. But point is, so I got the randomizer. It's gonna.
Kevin Love can stick it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be sweet, bro. Yeah, we got K Love down there. He's hitting 3 sometimes. So anyway, so I want to hit the randomizer. I want to bring a topic up, and then we'll jump in on it. But here's the thing: like, a lot of it, I'm not cut up on, so we'll talk about it. But you might have to bring me up to speed a little bit. Are you good with that? Are you good with that?
Yeah.
All right,
cool.
bet.
Go, bro.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so let's go ahead and Hoss, I don't know if you can hear me back there, bro. I just need you to queue up that randomizer for me and then put up a topic. And let's go ahead and do at least one with our boy J Haze. That we got a little bit of time. Let's have fun with it, baby. So go ahead and hit up the randomizer and put up the High Spots topic. Let's go. Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So, J Haze, before you go, I will admit that that I saw the belt online. I think it's very, very pretty, but I don't know why they're doing it. I'm assuming that they want to keep it on Roman. I'm assuming that they can't figure out who is the right person to take it off of Roman. So that's why they're doing it. And I saw the belt, and I think it's beautiful. It reminds me of the big gold a little bit, but those are just assumptions other than seeing the belt. So J Haze and Hoss, I know you're almost ready to come back on too. Get me caught up, man. Why are they even doing this belt, and what do you think about it, man? What are your thoughts on it? I think you're muted, but J Haze, did we lose your audio, bud? Looks like we lost your audio. Listen, we're gonna dump you real quick, bud. That means we're gonna kick you off the stream, but like come right back in. That should fix it. I recommend you leave your phone stationary though. Boom. Okay. Hoss, I'm gonna go ahead and exit here. You saw the question. Well, actually, it's still up on the screen. Thank you guys for bearing with us. Your thoughts. You heard what I asked him, bro. Come on. Like, why are they doing it, and what do you think about it?
You know, I'm not completely sure as to why they're doing this championship. one of the things that makes no sense to me is with this championship, of course they're calling it the World Championship. And of course, Roman supposedly holds the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
And if you look at that title, the WWE Heavyweight Championship, if you ever look at a picture of that, and I tried to find one where you could really see it, but I could see it when I blew it up, but I didn't find a good enough picture to bring it tonight.
What's the championship called? It's called the World Championship?
The new one's the World, but right now I'm referring to the one
gold?
Roman holds. At the bottom of his title, at the bottom of his WWE Heavyweight Championship, is the words World Heavyweight Championship. So are they taking that away from Roman? That part definitely doesn't make sense to me. Why they used the same name that's at the bottom of one of Roman's championships. But it is a nice looking title. There's a lot of significance to it if you look at it, as far as the new World Heavyweight Championship. There are 60 diamonds in it. That's one diamond for each year for the WWE. There are 3 lions on it. That's to represent the McMahon crest. It's got a crown up top that represents the, I believe it was the IC belt, was it, that Ken Shamrock had the crown on it? It's got the winged eagle on it. So there's a lot of history behind the belt. And when it comes to the history and wanting to really pay homage to the history, it does a good job. But is there a need for it? Just divide Roman's 2 belts. Why bring in a brand new one?
That is Hoss. Where did this take even come from, bro? Can I get a take like this about everything, bro? You knew everything about it. You really thought about this one. I freaking love it, bro. I want to host with Hoss every time if he's gonna bring those kind of takes. Yo, all right, my man, he's back. J Haze is back. You saw the belt.
Difficulties.
You see the question at the bottom. Don't worry about it, bro. Connection issues are a normal thing when you're doing live, right? We could pre-record and take the easy way out, but we don't play like that. We do live. So, what do you think about the belt, man? You probably got a love for and passion for the sport, and so it means something to you when they introduce a championship like this. What does it say to you?
Well, first to me, I think it's a kick in the face to Roman's run. They put this guy over and let him run for that long with these belts. Triple H to come on and bury him like he did to put on the new belt. And then I like the old school look. It's got the big gold title, but I think that WWE logo in the middle is gaudy. But I wouldn't have brought a new belt out. I would have just had Roman dropped. First of all, Roman should have lost to Drew at Clash in the Castle. You're in Drew's home country, and Drew carried your company during the pandemic when there were no fans. Give him that W in front of his people, and then move him over to Raw, and then you got Roman on SmackDown and let him keep running that. You don't need because now Roman's still going to have 2 titles on one show. Why? I don't think that makes any sense, in my opinion.
Well, wow. And like I pointed out, one of Roman's titles is going to have World Heavyweight Champion at the bottom of it, which is exactly what they're calling this other championship. That makes no sense.
You're flooding your show with titles. Honest to God, right now the best champion I think WWE has is Austin Theory, just because he gets heat.
Oh,
and
damn! Why
hold
on! Whoa! Dog, I've been with you 115% the whole way, but you're trying to tell me that Austin Theory's doing a better job than Gunther? Bro, ain't nobody fucking with Gunther right now. Gunther is the man, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else.
Do you think Gunther would be getting that push if Vince had the book?
He doesn't, though. I'm talking about what we're looking at right now, live, not figuratively speaking. Bro, Gunther, hey, listen, everybody's got their favorite, so of course I'm giving you a little shit. But, bro, if you say Theory, bro, I say Gunther. Gunther is where it's at right now.
Yeah, but Gunther can't talk on the mic. He's got his hype man. But I think
did you see Raw last night?
Like, I think
no, seriously, did you see Raw last night?
That little gimmick where he stood on the table and said blah blah blah, and then you're gonna
bro. He had 3 backstage talking segments last night. Not his group, him. And remember, I haven't watched the product in 3 months. It's the first show I saw in 3 months. I was shocked because he was getting left out of pay-per-views before when I was 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Because you know how they treat the IC belt. It's super disrespectful. Like, I'm sure we all agree on that. Like, a lot of the times they just leave the IC belt off the pay-per-view and shit with no explanation. But respectfully, bro, man, Theory, and I met Theory, but Gunther, baby. It's Gunther. Hoss, break the tie. Who's got a better run going right now? Who do you watch more? Is it Gunther or Theory? Who are you rolling with, bro?
Well,
I just think Theory is more organic. It just happened.
Kind of like I said earlier, though, at least Theory is put up against people who either match up with his strength or they are more than his strength. Gunther, they're not putting him against people who match up to his strength. So
no, his last defense was against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. What are you talking about?
Well,
that was his last defense.
He's been against Woods. They did.
But that match at Mania was match tonight, by the way.
Yes. That was hard. I agree. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's not Gunther's fault.
Sheamus is
by the way, you call Cena. You talking about Cena on a one-off at stiff competition? You guys are contradicting yourselves. Cena on a one-off.
Hold on. I'm wrong. I forgot about Rhea Ripley. Like, she.
Oh, okay. All right. You win. I can't. I'm not gonna argue against mommy. I'm not gonna do it. I can't.
She got Dom to be the biggest heel on WWE TV.
Okay, so when you first jumped on and started listening to tonight's show, I remember exactly what we were talking about. Good heat or bad heat? Is Dom Mysterio getting good heat or bad heat? And anybody who you would know, if somebody would know, for a guy that's been getting heat for 8 years in the business as a heel, is what Dom's getting, is that good heat or is that go away heat? What is that? What do you see?
I think it's good heat. I think, like, because they'll let Rhea talk, they'll let Finn talk, but when Dom gets the mic, they don't want to hear it. That's real heat. I like it.
He's trash. I think it's go away heat. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody wants to hear this man talk.
Because they're not piping in the sound, and that's right. Nobody wants to hear it. Just like nobody wants to hear Ace Roberts from The Solution talk. It's a win-win.
Oh, shit, here we go. Bro, you call that a callback, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God.
Shots fired.
Very well done. Well, J Haze, I do want to do this, bro, because we're getting that time. We got business to do here, okay? So let's talk about what we came to talk about. JICW, Criminal Misfits. What happened a couple of weeks ago, what you got coming up. Let's get deep into it. And then also, even though you're that guy, I want to give you the opportunity to like put over some of the guys on that roster, people that, we talked about the Solution. They at this moment, we'll put them to the side. Who are some of the guys that you're seeing that like 2-3 years, these are the guys that are going to be headlining at JICW? Like, talk to me, bro. I know you're passionate about this. I know that your heart is. So we have it.
I know you had him on the show a couple weeks ago, I guess, John Stretch. Like, him and I wrestled. We had so many good matches the last year and a half. Like, that dude, he's going to be a somebody. He's really good. Sanji, that guy can work. And I'm trying to think who else we got on our roster. And then all the Criminal Misfits. So you got my tag partner, Joe Kerr. Like, he's been doing this for a while. He's really good. You got my buddy Jimmy the Gorgeous. He's just breaking into the Indiana scene and stuff like that, but he can go. He's a real good worker. Um, they got Jared Kripke. Jared Kripke comes in, but he works for OVW. He's one of the guys on my list of guys I'd want to work. And then
I do have a quick question for you, J Haze. I don't mean to interrupt, and we'll go right back to you talking about some of these young guys. But I know in Ohio there's like this great big shadow, right? And you just brought it up, right? There's OVW, and then there's Sammy Callahan and his group. I'm curious to know how do you guys work with or around those other promotions? Because, those guys have a pretty big footprint. To their credit, they've earned it. Everybody knows it. There's a lot of respect there. There's a lot of respect there.
OVW is based in Louisville, Kentucky. It's not even in Ohio.
Shit, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. That's ignorant of me.
In Ohio, like Sammy runs down by Cincinnati, I think.
Okay.
And then there's AIW in Cleveland. They're really good. I think Matt Cardona is one of the champions right now. So I mean,
I follow them. I follow them on social. Yep.
And I think they're getting ready to do something with Devon, and then they got Carlito. They're always bringing people in. But the Cleveland wrestling scene kind of fell out. Like once COVID hit, like a lot of the feds kind of like scurried away, and they've never really. Of
course.
I think Trey Miguel helped some people in Toledo. I think they got Toledo TCW, or they got some kind of wrestling up there. But there's a lot of like he said, she said drama and bullshit in the Cleveland area, and I don't got time for that. So I just on to bigger, better things, really.
That's right, baby. You're doing the Wrestle Talk podcast tonight. You're not playing games with these people. Come on now.
Right.
Yep. Well, that's a beautiful thing. I love to hear that. But go ahead. We were talking JICW. You were talking about some of the talent. Maybe do you have a card preview, some upcoming matches that you foresee taking place, some of the rivalries that you've seen starting to develop? What are the Criminal Misfits going to be up to? But like I said, lay it on me, man, because I know that we've got people all throughout the Midwest that are checking out the show here tonight.
Well, we got a show this weekend, and it's in the arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And Too Tough Tony is the guy that owns the place, and this arena is so cool. Like, man, I've been to a lot of cool places, but that's probably one of my favorite venues to work at. And we're wrestling against a tag team called Ruthless Domination, and they're some good guys, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I think we got some with the Solution in July, so that that's another W. We're just gonna beat the shit out of those guys again. But I like Scrutch. Scrutch and I worked with Shannon Moore last year. That was a lot of fun. But like any guy in that locker room, like it'd be cool to get in the room with them because everybody there is trying to make everybody better while like getting better themselves. So, and then Steven, if I can get my hands on Steven for 5 minutes, like if Lenny is listening, like, dude, I will come to Pro Wrestling Epic and beat the shit out of Steven on your show. Like, make that happen.
Well, I know that Lenny will definitely get the message because he's been a guest on the show several times here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. So, we do a pretty good job of getting the word out. I mean, I got to give us some credit. So we're talking May 20th, right?
Yep.
May 20th. That's right. That's 4 years and counting. All right. Now, is this a TCW versus JICW special? I'm looking at a specific match on the card. You tell me if I'm wrong here. We got Epic Trayvon Smith versus Aaron Atlas.
Well, I think it's because it's TCW has been there for 4 years, and a lot of the talent that works for TCW also works for us, or vice versa. And we're all really cool with each other. So I think we're just trying to cross promote and give.
I think it's a great thing. That's why I wanted to highlight it because, there's always, you talk about that beef, whether it be in Cleveland or any other freaking place. But the fact you guys are working together, like, that's really dope, bro. Like, you should be patting yourself on the back for that. Hoss, listen, bro, you're spoiled where you're at, John. I'll let you speak on this just momentarily. Like, you're spoiled where you're at with all the different promotions. Isn't it nice to see promotions in their area getting along and playing together in the same sandbox? Like, I think that's great for the fans, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always good when you can see two promotions who work together, and instead of playing the invasion angle, because there are so many different groups who have played the invasion angle over and over, and so when you can actually work together and make a good show out of it, that's really good for the fans and something worth watching.
Love to hear that.
Another thing that irritates me in indie wrestling is if, let's say if I wrestle for promoter A, then promoter B doesn't want me because I work for this guy, and like to like wrestling marks that aren't like hip to indie wrestling, like indie wrestling's a joke. It's stupid. It's not the Fed. It's not AEW. So it's like we're not as good. But if you see the way some of these indie guys work, like so many of these guys are like better than some of the guys we see on TV, and it's just a joke to most of the people because like we're not on TV, so it doesn't matter. But if that's the facade indie wrestling gives off, and then promoters are telling us you can't go work here because you work here, like that's stupid. Like we need to help each other and promote each other and get more eyes on indie wrestling instead of telling you what you can and can't do.
Bro, hold on. You got Billy Starks on your card?
It's not Billy. It's Charlie Cruel.
Oh, Charlie Cruel. I'm sorry. I mixed the two girls up. That's my mistake. So Charlie Cruel has also been a guest on the show. Man, I think you're being a little modest. Like, you guys got a hell of a lineup here. I mean, this is
Charlie's working Mickey.
Mickey Knuckles?
Yeah.
Wow, bro. Are you kidding me right now? We've had Mickey Knuckles on the show, too. Come on, man.
And I think the match of the night on that show is going to be that Struts, Pookie, and Sanji. Like, I'm putting them over us. Like, I know we're going to steal the show and have a great match, but those three are going to kill it.
They're beasts, huh? They're beasts.
Yeah.
I love it. By the way, great job on the poster. Whoever does the poster for you guys, we see a lot of poster here. Some are better than others. Not all posters are created equal, right, Hoss? But, dude, pretty sweet poster you guys got going. Well, listen, we've only got a couple of minutes left, and we want to close this thing on a high note, right? We want the main event at the end of the show to be as dope as possible. So I believe we've got a little bit of a game show challenge coming up. Hoss, I'll let you take the lead on this. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work because I haven't been on the show in a couple of months. But, bro, I'm excited to do it. And I'll tell you what, this has been a fantastic interview. So before we get into that segment, let me just say thank you, Haze. You are a gentleman. You're a hardworking dude. You clearly care about what you're doing. And you can always count as the Wrestle Talk podcast as like a supporter of you and everything that you got going on, including JICW and beyond, man. So just know that, all right? That's real.
Oh, appreciate that. Same. You guys got a cool thing here, man. You guys need to keep doing it.
Keep bringing your boys to us, man. Come on, man. We'll take care of them, I promise. Go ahead, John. It's all you, baby.
All right. Well, if you are interested there, we have our world famous Wrestle Talk podcast game show challenge, where tonight you will be taking on the Night Owl, Renee Martinez, and in this game show challenge where I will be offering up the questions, and the first one to score 2 out of 3 falls wins the challenge. Or are you interested in playing tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. And Susan says that you're fam now, bro. So welcome to the Wrestle Talk family. I gotta say that. Oh man, hold on now, my man rocking a chain. I don't got a belt. Come on, man, I got a belt. You know what? That's fine because all I need is this. Can't lose with these colors, Daddy. Let's go.
All right. So, welcome to this week's installment of the world famous Wrestle Talk podcast game show challenge. Tonight's contest is scheduled for the best 2 out of 3 falls. Our contestants are J Haze and the Night Owl, Renee Martinez. In a few moments, I will ask you 3 questions about a particular professional wrestling topic. Whenever you think you know the answer to the question, you can shout out your answer. The first person to win 2 falls will win tonight's game show challenge. And you can shout out. If you shout out and you're wrong, your turn's not over. You get to shout out some more until you get it right. So let's go ahead and hit that wonderful game
Hold
show
on,
challenge.
not yet. No music yet. So I grew up in a rough neighborhood, so I just want to make sure I understand this. So you're going to give us the clues, and then as soon we can interrupt you, right? As soon as we think we know the answer, we just shout it out, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. No limit on how many tries?
No limit on tries.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
All right,
Showtime.
So let's hit that game show challenge music. All right, tonight's Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge category is Tag Team Champions. I will give you information about 3 tag teams that held major tag team championships. Once again, when you think you know the answer, go ahead and shout it out. Are you ready?
Oh, let's go.
Vámonos.
All right. Question number 1. This tag team held the WCW World Tag Team Championship on 7 different occasions.
Steiners.
Harlem.
Nope, not the Steiners.
Harlem Heat.
Nope, not Harlem Heat. They are also both members of WWE Hall of Fame for their accolades as single wrestlers and as members of the NWO.
Oh, the Hall Ness.
That is correct. So we now have a score of 1-0. The Night Owl is down by 1 fall. Question number 2. This tag team has held championships around the world. They hold the record for the most reigns as ECW and WWF/WWE Tag Team
Dudley Boys.
Champions.
Dudley.
I said, come on, that's
Dudley
me, baby.
Boys is correct. So the Night Owl got that one. All right, final question for all the marbles, gentlemen. This tag team holds the record for the longest number of combined days as WWF WWE Tag Team Champions at
Usos.
698.
Usos.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
No, it is not the Usos.
New Day.
Not New Day. Known for their smash mouth style and face paint, many professional wrestlers.
LOD.
The answer I have is not LOD.
Demolition?
Demolition.
Son of a bitch! Those copycats! God damn it!
What? Demolition.
Fuck Demolition, bro! Those copycats!
Their theme music is one of the best themes.
Son of a bitch, that was close. God damn. All right.
So the Night Owl has officially lost.
No,
the
come on, man.
Challenge. Congratulations, J Haze, on your win over the Night Owl.
Hey, look, now the Night Owl is the newest member of the Solution. Way to go.
Oh, what the fuck? Come on, man. Come on, I had one bad moment, bro. Come on. Play this man's music. Come on, bro. You know you ready to dance and do all that shit. That was so fucking close, dude. So close.
Trying. Something ain't working right.
Don't worry about it, bro. Well, I'll tell you this.
Here we go.
We got it? Good job. Props, big props. I only got one thing to say before we go, And I think I kind of already said it earlier. J Haze, from the moment that we got in contact with you, bro, I already knew this was going to be a fire interview. I know you're the kind of person that has a passion for what they do. You kind of like Frank Sinatra, like to do things my way, but it's worked out really great for you. And just know, bro, you always got a second home here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. We're here to talk wrestling and put over the shit that we love. We don't care if the guy next door doesn't like it. We don't care if the lady behind us got a problem with it. Like, we're just here to show love to people and the sport that we love, knee deep, all the way at the deepest part of our hearts and our souls, man. Whenever we have any free time, this is what we spend our time doing, man, and it's called professional wrestling. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a great sport. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for shooting on those bums. The solution, you know what I mean?
No problem.
And just know, bro, you're always welcome here. Anybody you want to send our way, any shows you got coming up, man, just shoot it over to Hoss, man, and we'll make sure we put a little bit of light on it. Just know that, man.
I'm telling you right now, like, get your notebook, hit up Jimmy Roberts. Like, Jimmy Be Gorgeous, the dude is entertaining, and that's the guy you got to talk to next.
Can you write that down for me, Hoss? I don't have a pen with me. Jimmy Be Gorgeous, if you could jot that down for us. We'll absolutely do that, bro. We'll give you the screen one more time, and then we'll let Hoss say goodnight. Any final thoughts for the people out there, man? Anybody who's just getting to know you for the first time here tonight?
Well, just thanks for all the support, and go out and support indie wrestling. And then if you, for any reason you guys are fans of the Solution, that's unfortunate. And Ace, if you're watching, I hope you get some rest. And if you're in town Saturday, I'm going to see you there. So be ready for that. Other than that, I was glad I was on the show. And make sure if you're ever in Martinsville, Indiana, to check out JSCW. If you're in Jeffersonville this Saturday at the arena, you got to come check us out. And top to bottom, the card's really good. I know I'd buy a ticket if I wasn't on the show. Other than that, that's all I got.
That's it, baby. And it's and we haven't said it at once tonight. I want to make sure I get it right. So it's Journey Independent Championship Wrestling.
Right. Yep.
That's right. Make sure you guys look it up. Hoss, final thoughts from you, big man.
Just a wonderful interview. Was happy to have you on, and just look forwards to keep following you on Facebook and everything, and just learning more about you as it goes.
If you know anybody in West Virginia that wants to see the Criminal Misfits, tell any promoter to just hit me up, and we're willing to travel, and for the right price, I'll kick anybody in the face. That's the way it's
Yeah, that's right, baby. Make sure you stay safe out on those road, guys. This was episode 336 of the Wrestle Talk podcast on behalf of our guest, J Haze, who kicked my ass in the game show challenge tonight. I'm looking for a rematch down the road, bro, so I'm going to have you back. My man, Hardcore Hoss, also the hardcore champion of the FWC and one hell of an FED administrator. I am the Night Owl MX. Follow me on Twitter. I talk a lot of shit on there. I promise I'm not a racist. WrestleTalkPodcast.com 24/7. That's how we fucking get down, baby. Good night. Keep it locked in, man. We'll be back next Tuesday. Much love to everybody. Shout out Skywalker and everybody else out there. We love you, man. Blessings to you. We are out of here. Good night. Peace.